Welcome back to another phenomenal episode of the Careful Boys. Careful Boys.
Carefully, boys.
What characters are?
I don't know, but is it Careful Boys or what's the new one?
Sweatshop Boys.
Sweatshop Boys. Yeah, Sweatshop Boys. Yeah. Oh, dude, a sweater for Sweatshop Boys, especially right before summer. Right before summer.
I love
sweaters.
before summer. That'd be great.
Yes.
Hey, we should be like the Sweatshop Quartet and start singing together.
Okay.
You think we can pull it off?
What's the first melody? What's the first melody? We actually are gonna talk about something, but I do want to explore this for 1 second. What's the song? Give us a melody or
Baby on board.
From Simpsons?
Yeah. Oh, that's from Simpsons.
That's the first one that came to your mind.
Yep.
Okay. Can you write it and we'll sing it? All right.
Yeah.
Taika got his gray belt.
Wow.
Oh, Taika. I thought you said tiger.
What's a gray belt?
Tiger.
I never heard of a gray belt.
Never heard of it in my life.
So Taika, he's been doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And then gray belt is like the next step after a white belt.
Oh, word.
So that's a yellow belt?
Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a next level.
Did
up.
you get a gray belt?
No, it's like usually for kids. So like the kids belt ranking system is different because like the adult system is white to blue, and you can't be a blue belt until you're 18 or something right there, like 16 or something.
So it's 16 or something like that, yeah.
So
It's a long wait.
So yeah, so,
got yellow belt.
so yellow belt is like after gray, I think.
Yeah, yellow belt is like the kid's purple belt.
Because they have so many different like.
How many
stages.
belts do kids have?
So like they have variations. So it's like white belt, then you get a gray belt, and then a gray white belt, or so it's like two-tone.
Wow.
And then they do like a yellow belt.
That's just to keep them like on track. You know, kids,
Yeah.
they don't have like the same like commitment, but then generally the colors are white, gray, yellow, orange, green. So green is like a kid's black belt. And then if you can get green before you turn, I think like 15 or 16, and you will get green, or else you automatically become the adult blue belt.
When you're 18?
16.
16.
And then, so I think like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they like to space it out so that you don't end up having a 10-year-old that's a black belt, but technically could get his ass kicked by a 13-year-old who doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
So they try to make it where it's like
That's
really
nice.
as applicable as possible.
Taekwondo.
You get more money that way too.
Yeah.
Black belt kids getting their asses.
Yeah, but
That was me.
the thing that people don't understand about Taekwondo is you have to put the music on and then they can fight. People don't know
Mortal
that.
Kombat mix.
What music?
And people don't know that.
What song would you like fight to?
It's always more.
Anything from Ninja Turtles to yeah.
Sub-Zero.
Like the remember the turtle rap?
That's the best part.
Turtle rap?
Yeah.
Ninja rap. Ninja rap.
It's the green machine, gonna
I
rock
put-
the town without being seen. Have you ever seen a turtle get down?
Slam it in, then it runs down. I put any blue belt, purple belt, orange belt, yellow belt, turquoise belt versus any black belt as long as you're playing the right music.
Yeah.
Yep.
But people don't know that.
They can't catch that.
No, they're not aware of that. Because we only learn how to do forms. We don't know how to fight.
They're called poomsays.
And we don't know how to fight each other.
Punsays are cool though.
Forms are fire though. You gotta learn your forms.
Kata.
You gotta know your form.
Forms are good for I think kids for sure. They gotta learn that shit. And then especially when you make your gi like
It sounds so cool though.
So sick.
It's lit. No, when you make the gi clap. Yeah.
would you make it clap?
The gi clapping is legit.
It's like, well, especially when you make it snap on the leg. Woo!
You're like
So crisp.
that guy could kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you're like, that guy is 8 years old. But then you're like, I wouldn't want to fuck with him.
If I was 8, that's what I would say. If I was 8, I wouldn't.
Or 9.
So Taika got a gray belt. That's like, how long has he been doing jiu-jitsu?
It's a big deal.
He's been doing it for 4 years now. I feel like for a regular kid, if they got a gray belt, like if you had like the stereotypical type A personality chick that just gets straight A's, I don't think it's a big deal. Because most kids, I think, get their gray belt if you train pretty hard, pretty frequently, probably within like the first year or two. But I think for Taika, it was a big deal because we started off back when he was 4, and I would take him to the jiu-jitsu place in, I think, Laverne, because we were still living out in California. And I just want him to have like an actual practical martial art where you don't have to turn on music for it to work.
Interesting.
It does better with the music's on though.
It's true.
And I took him there to a jiu-jitsu place in Laverne, and the minute I brought him in, he just started crying. Like, started crying. It was just so intimidating, especially since he was like a COVID baby. where like he was kind of like secluded, and then now you see all these kids in gis, and they kind of all know what to do. And I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking crazy. And then so we tried out for a week. We ended up moving to Vegas, and then we got to Vegas to the first gym he joined. Same thing. He would cry immediately, and I told him like, this is non-negotiable. So we'll just stay as long as it takes for you to. We're just gonna keep coming here every single day for a year until you get comfortable with it. So first week we only just sat on the bench, and he would like just sit there, and both me, him, and Gio would just sit there for a whole hour, watch the class. Week number 2, I would try to progress. I'm like, all right, last week we sat on the bench and watched. Week number 2, let's sit on the mats. So I'm literally sitting on the mat like cross-legged like this, and he's sitting next to me. We did that for a whole week.
You're sitting there watching kids just do whatever the hell?
Yeah, I mean, I just want him to get accustomed to it.
That's awesome.
Most parents will do that. They just leave.
I would not do that.
They go, nah, it's not for him. And they never
Same.
come back. We never see him
I think
again.
most parents are like working their day jobs.
That's true. Well, sometimes, yeah. Clap.
And then week number
Get a day job, dude. That's what he's telling you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Get
the
a job,
the
man.
classes are like after the day job's over. That's when the classes are.
Ooh, burn, Nick.
Burn. I work at a gym. I should know this.
I don't know my demo.
My kids' class is at 6 p.m. Oh my gosh.
And then
it is after work.
Week 3, I was like, all right, we gotta progress. So I want you to put on the gi. So he put on the gi and he just sat there. So that was 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. In my mind, I'm like, man, is this motherfucker gonna call my bluff? But I always have this theory of like, kids don't quit, parents quit. That's what I think. So week 4, we got there a little bit early, and I'm like, let's just walk around on the mat. Like, let's just go and touch the logo and do whatever. And then since there was no kids there, he was willing to do that, and I played tag with him on the mat a little bit. And then the other kids started coming in, he started playing tag, and he got really comfortable.
Oh,
And then so that it took like about a month for him to like start doing it. So going from hating jiu-jitsu to getting comfortable, then fucking hating it the whole way through, and then we would take one trip to like Taiwan or whatever, and kids forget everything real quick in 1 week. Go back to crying again. We have to fucking acclimate like I'm fucking buying a fish from a fish store. You gotta keep the fish in the fucking plastic bag. And you have the water. And I do that every vacation we take, have to assimilate. So to doing that, to him having crazy ADHD, and I'm literally looking in class, and the teacher's teaching, and then all the type A kids are like absorbing the information. He's just fucking picking every other people's noses and stuff. So for him to get a gray belt in 4 years, I'm super proud of him.
That's awesome,
That
dude.
to me is like fucking Eunice getting it in 1 year, you know?
Yeah.
Eunice.
Because honestly, man, like those kids that you're talking about, the hardest kids to get on the mats is the ones that are so scared, they're crying all the time. And once again, it's like if the parents aren't down to take them consistently, there's no way that kid's gonna be
Were
ready.
you
for it.
teaching him stuff at home, or like was he doing anything with jiu-jitsu before that?
No, I wanted it to be his journey, so I don't want to be like, oh, dad knows some stuff and like try to.
Yeah.
So I want him to like kind of lead his own journey.
For real.
Because some dads make it about them, and you didn't do that. That's tight.
He didn't Joe Jackson him.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, what was really cool is the first gym he went to, that kid's coach was like next level. So he was so good that I think he taught me how to be a kid's dad. So like you would see another dad like like coach from the side.
Yeah.
After class, he'd be like, hey, like I got it handled. I'm the coach.
Oh, sick.
He's like, when you go home, he's like, the kid has a coach.
Sick.
The kid needs a dad. And then you would see like parents go, oh shit, like I don't have to be this tiger dad. And so I would just like hear this and kind of learn from that kind of interaction. I'm like, dude, that's super cool.
Did he turn on the Mortal Kombat music when the kids were rolling?
You know, they should have though.
Yeah, they should.
Dude, that's a huge problem. Like when you're teaching the kids class, the dad who's
coaching,
never
yeah.
fucking trained a day in his life is
Yep,
like,
never. It's always those
Tell
dads.
Yeah.
and it's like, bro, like I think
Anybody loud, it's always that.
for sure, and a lot of the parents like they don't understand how fucking hard jiu-jitsu is. So you're making your 5-year-old do it, and you're making them show up to do it, and they're just like, you gotta get in that kid's face, so you know, like that type of shit. And you're
And it's like,
hey,
you never
bro.
even been in a fight,
Yeah,
dude.
like what would you do if you came on the mats? You get fucking ate up, bro. Like so relax. Like give your kid some grace. Let them like test the waters out. Because it's like you still have to make it fun. Like our coach Joe, he trained his kids so hard, and like his biggest regret is how hard he pushed them.
Oh, his own kid?
His own kids, and he tells that to his parents. He'll sit down the parents and be like, "Hey," he tells them the same thing.
Yeah.
Like you're a parent, you need to be on the outside. Let us coach, because the fact that they're even just on the mats is a win. The fact that they're in the gym showing up consistently, because most kids will just be like, "Fuck this, I'm out." You know, and most parents will take them out
Why does he regret training his kid so hard?
because they just don't want to do it no more.
They burn.
Oh, really? His own kid just is out?
Imagine being forced to do something as a kid.
Yeah.
So
There's a
much.
chance you could Tiger Woods.
It's like, dude, it's like my fucking parents wouldn't let me drink diet soda or no soda, and unless it was once a year on New Year's or something.
Look at me, mom. But like his kids would compete all the time, and then when they got to like 10 or 11, 12, they just didn't want to train anymore. And he would like, they hated it. And then this kid, like one of the sons, he hasn't trained in a while, and he came back. He's probably like 17 now, and he's like a skinny little kid, but he's out there beating up grown adults because he just knows jiu-jitsu now. You know, it's
How
so
do you know
sick.
when it's not like, because everybody who got insanely good at something did have a period where they hated it.
Yeah.
So how do you know if it's just get through the hate period or stop doing it? How can you tell?
I think you just have to at a certain point, you have to let the kid make the choice. Because now he let his kid go, I want to train. And he goes, all right, come.
And
let's
I
go.
think that they need to be led rather than pushed. So that like super sick kids coach, he told me like one of his favorite things is when he helps kids have breakthroughs. And he goes, anytime the kid quits, that's actually a breakthrough moment that's ready to be like unpackaged.
Yeah.
So one of them, they're doing this fucking break fall where you fall from like right here, like this, and you fall like straight on your forearms.
Yeah.
Taika's fucking dumbass, his first time, he didn't have stiff arms, so he goes boom, straight into his face, bloody nose fucking everywhere.
Damn.
And of course, kids don't ever want to do that again, so he's crying on the side like, I want to go home, whatever, you know? And then the guy, that's when the coach knows how to be like nurturing, and goes, no, you just sit on the side. And then while everyone was doing the break fall thing, he goes, let's do it together. We're just gonna be on our knees, and then they didn't even fall, they're just like, I'm gonna slap the floor with you. So they kind of scaled it.
Oh, cool.
So he got comfortable with this, then from the knees, and then from the toes, and then he got Taika to like do it by himself after, and I was like, oh shit, that's how you kind of like help a person get through a breakthrough. Or else, he was like, in moments like this, that's usually the moment when the kid never comes back. And I'm like, dude, this motherfucker's like Oprah or some shit.
Check your bag.
Taika's like, on the pile with a kid, and he's leaning in his ear, and he's like, Google me.
You just got choked out. Google me.
Hey, Google me.
This day and
That's all you gotta say.
probably. Because
They Google me.
I got my highlights on YouTube.
he's won, he's done 2 tournaments now. He's probably like, how many times have you competed?
Oh, dude.
That's right.
He won both tournaments?
Badge of honor.
Silver at both.
Put some respect on my name.
Yeah, I like that.
Funniest. Where did he get that quote?
So incredible.
Oh no, dude.
It's because you had him watching sick movies too much.
That's
They say that in every one of those tough movies that you're talking about.
I thought that if anything, he got it from Coach Hinato because there was a moment where he grabbed the mic in an interview, post his UFC Fight Pass.
Oh, and we were there
Some
too.
respect on my name.
Because he does really look up to him now.
He loves Coach,
He
man.
does really look up to him now.
When I went to go train with his coach, we're driving over there. Taika's like, you think you could beat up my coach? I was like, probably not. He's like, yeah, you can't. I'm like, shut up, dude. I haven't been training that much. I'm injured.
Armbar, dude.
Yeah, so it's cool because now, so there's like two kids classes. There's like the beginners, and then there's like the advanced like competition class. And that's kind of like the new kind of breakthrough he wanted to go through. Where like now that he's a gray belt, the coach was like he can go in the advanced competition class if he wants to, but they don't fuck around at all in there. You know, it's one of those where like the minute a kid fucks around, they're doing push-ups because everyone here's the drill and they're trying to get really good. And I told him, I'm like, this is next level, and you've been to the competitions, like the gray belt competition level, they are way different than the white belts. White belts are still kids fucking around.
big
Gray belts,
jump.
they're doing some crazy shit now. And I'm like, but if you want to get good, then you have to go to the advanced class. He was
They're
like,
going from single player to multiplayer, dude.
yeah.
Like online.
I was doing unranked matches for a while.
You find out that you're not shit.
Playing-
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You find out you're not shit.
Yeah, and then
You're not that guy.
You're not
so
that guy.
on Monday, it's like maybe a couple weeks ago, I went in, I peeked into the what is it called? The advanced class. I'm like, what the fuck? This motherfucker's not in there. And then I look in the beginner's class and he's back in the beginner's class. And I asked the other coach, I'm like, what happened? He goes, I don't know. He just said he didn't want to be in here. And on the drive home, I was like, what happened? And he was like, I'm intimidated.
The fact that he can say that though, yeah, that's really good.
You probably didn't learn that word till you're 16 years old.
Yeah, probably 24 maybe.
Oh, that's what that means.
That's a big word.
How do you feel?
Intimidated. Whoa, that's 5 syllables.
You should give him $1 after that one.
$1 a syllable.
Yeah. He's it correctly too.
Considering like the approach that you took to like get him comfortable in jiu-jitsu again, like how do you think you're gonna get him comfortable going into the advanced competition class?
So I asked Coach Hinato, shout out to him. I was like, what do you think about that? Like what do you do? And he goes, honestly, you have to let kids build up their own confidence. And I was like, because I could tell you right now, I could tell you right now, Coach, the reason why he wants to go in the beginner's class is he could probably whoop on all of them, so it probably makes him feel good. And he goes, the truth is, sometimes you need to beat the fuck out of a lot of people for you to go, I think I'm ready to now get my ass beat. Because he just
Because he's gonna get bored.
Yeah, because he just got crossed over from being the mop on the floor to now being the mopper.
Yeah.
So he has to gain confidence being the mopper.
You gotta get bored.
Yeah, so I was
For
like,
real.
okay.
And he
so
will.
So I just let him be. I'm like, when we take him to school, class, I'm like, you go to any, because the 2 rooms are simultaneous. I'm like, go to whichever room you want to. And then just on Friday, 2 weeks ago, we started going to the advanced class.
Wow.
Oh shit!
Man.
I'm like, good for you, dude. I'm proud of you.
That's really cool.
That's fucking awesome. That he's like kind of making his own, taking his own steps.
But that's nice that he's doing it on his own and you don't like Tiger Dad him. Because that's when he's gonna be like, man, fuck this shit. I don't want to do it no more.
And then he comes home excited to show me the moves that
I'm working at a weed shop. I'm working at a weed store.
I'm gonna start doing
I'm gonna
vape.
play reggae. I play reggae in Venice.
I'm gonna do vape tricks. Fuck this.
Big tricks.
Look at the smoke wigs I can blow.
It's way cooler than any armbar I learned.
Yeah, so far he likes it, and he's in the advanced class now, which is pretty cool.
Hey, kudos to you, man.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
legit.
way that you're fathering
dad,
that.
man.
That's
World's
great.
greatest dad right here.
You do it right.
No, dude.
And it's cool you ask everybody too, you know, like
No, honestly, you're like, remember when in the new Terminator, when like he kills John Connor and then he succeeded, and then he becomes he's like an old Terminator, but like he has no mission anymore, so he becomes a father, and he's a great father because he doesn't need to do anything else but be a dad.
Terminator. You're like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I fucking drop my kid off and then be like, peace.
Yeah, have fun, man.
And I'll be like, damn. And I pick him up. How was it? All right, cool.
And then he starts talking to you too much. You're like, hey, I don't need to hear the whole thing.
Too much.
I don't really do this, so I don't really know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't really need to hear the whole thing.
I don't really get the details, so you can just leave it out.
I was just saying, like,
Yeah, I'm trying to listen to NPR right now.
I was just saying, like, nobody dilled you in there. Good. All right.
No molestation, right? Good.